Now this might sound like I slacked off at uni, but I promise you I worked my bottom off the entire time. Hey guys, it's Jess and welcome back to my channel. I hope you've all been having a very happy and productive week, and today's video is all about my college nighttime routine. Well, in Australia we call it university, but I'm going to be sharing with you the sort of things that I would typically do when I'd get home from uni after a busy and productive day, and how I'd get all my work done, or the sort of things that I would do before I go to bed. And I'm also going to be including some extra tips in this video that you guys can integrate into your college, uni, or school nighttime routines that I didn't necessarily do when I was a student, but I really recommend that you definitely try and do them now because I think they're really beneficial and they'll just help you be more productive and also a lot less stressed. So first off, before we get into my college night routine, I wanted to actually let you guys know the kind of degree that I studied. So I studied a postgraduate diploma of psychology, and before that I did an undergraduate degree in psychology. Now all of the things that I'm going to be sharing with you today, you can incorporate these into your after school routines, and it doesn't really matter what type of degree you're doing, whether you're doing medicine or arts or law, it really doesn't matter. These are just different things that you can do in the evenings to be productive and make sure you're staying on track with all of your work and assignments, but also looking after yourself and just to make sure that you're obtaining a good level of balance in your life. Alright, so the first thing that I would do when I would come home from uni was I actually got into the habit of going for a jog. I just found that I get really restless sitting in lectures. Some of my lectures would actually go for 2 hours, and so I really needed to just expel some energy by the time I got home. And I also find that I didn't really have time in the mornings to go exercise because a lot of my classes were like 8 or 10 a.m. lectures. And then once I got home, I'd shower, change into something way more comfy like some trackies or even sometimes pajamas if I felt like it. And then it was time to make a bit of a snack and also rehydrate. And I think I would usually spend a good 30 minutes just kind of blubbing around doing my own thing, and I just felt like that was some really important me time. If you're studying and you're working or you're attending your lectures the entire day, which is something that I would do, I'd typically go to uni early in the morning and I'd stay till about 4 or 5 p.m. and in all of my breaks I'd get all of my extra studying and weekly revision done. Then by the time I got home, I just really wanted some me time. Now considering I've just said that I would usually put on some trackies or PJs by that time, I'm pretty sure that you guys can guess that I didn't really have that much on in the evenings as far as like extracurricular activities go. So I did have a part-time job and I would also volunteer at another organisation when I was studying, but that was only 2 nights a week and then on weekends as well. So I was able to just focus on my studies most of the time, Monday to Friday, and not really spread myself too thin. I think something to be mindful of, which is why I don't really feel like this video is the same as an after school nighttime routine, is because when you're in college or uni, you're completely in control of how you spend your time. So you need to be really mindful not to spread yourself too thin and not to take on too much, because you've also got other responsibilities, like responsibilities around the house. Maybe you live outside of home, you have to prepare dinner, there are different chores to be done, bills to be paid. So I really am not a big fan of doing too many things after school or after uni during the week, just so that you don't feel overwhelmed and stressed, because the workload does increase. I'm sorry, it does, unfortunately. Depending on the degree you do, the workload does increase. So just be mindful of that. And yeah, in my nighttime routine, I typically would just stay home. Now this might sound like I slacked off at uni, but I promise you I worked my bottom off the entire time. But because I would spend most of the day at uni, I'd have all of that time to get my work done. So when I got home, I spent my time very differently when I was in college or uni compared to when I was in high school. And that's because when you're in school, you have a timetable that goes from like 9 till 4 or like 8 till 3-ish. I had school from 8:45 till 4 p.m. So I didn't really have any time to get my homework done unless I wanted to sacrifice my lunch periods. And sometimes I would, just depending on what was going on for me. But with college, I had so many free times throughout the day, and I only had uni, I'm going to say uni from now on because that's what we say in Australia, but I only had uni 3 days a week, and I think I had 1 half day as well. So I had a lot of time to work on my assignments. I'd usually do my weekly summaries and my readings in between classes or right after my lectures, and I didn't really have that much to take home. So it was sort of like the second I'd get in the car to drive home from uni, I was able to switch off and take off that student hat But then of course, as assignment deadlines would creep up on me or it was exam study time, I definitely would spend my time at home doing some revision. I'd usually check my planner, and after I'd done about an hour of my own stuff, from exercising to just chilling out for a little bit or watching a show, I would definitely spend a few hours studying before breaking for dinner and then spend a bit more time doing my work again. And I think that by the time it got to 9 p.m, I'd usually get all of my work done. If it was really necessary, I would study a little bit later, but those days were pretty rare. I just feel that I am not a night owl. I work much better in the mornings and during the day, so I really need a couple of hours before I go to sleep just to wind down and switch off. Oh, and actually one thing I just remembered I would do as well is around 6 or 6:30 I would have to do the rabbit duties. So you guys know that I have 2 rabbits, Honey and Harvey. They don't live with Adam and I because we live in an apartment, but they do live with my parents. And when I used to live at home, around that time, I would have to make sure that I tidy up their area, give them dinner, get them back inside. They live in the garage, so they play outside during the day, and then we've got to shoo them back indoors so they're nice and safe and warm and dry. And then I'd usually bring in Honey for a bit of a cuddle, either before dinner or after dinner. Harvey hates being handled, which is why you'd never see him in old videos. I think I've put a few photos on my Instagram account of both of them if you want to check it out. But yeah, Honey's the friendly one, so I'd have to do all of my rabbit duties, and I totally forgot about that because I don't do them anymore. So thanks, Mom and Dad. And of course, the last thing I'd do for my college night routine was get ready for another busy and productive day. So I'd always make sure to figure out what I'm doing for lunch, pack my bag, and also pick out my clothes for the following day. I just really like to prepare myself for a new day the night before. It takes out some stress in the morning, and it also means that you can sort of get a little bit more sleep. And once all of that was done, usually Adam would come over to my place, or I would go over to Adam's and we'd just hang out. Hopefully he didn't have much studies left to do after dinner, so it was really nice just to have that bonding time in the evenings. And now I don't have to worry about that because we live together and we're engaged, but that's actually something that I remember I would do, and I thought I would mention that as part of my college night routine, because some of you guys might be in a relationship and might be trying to work out, when do you actually see the other person? How do you fit in that time if you don't actually go to uni with them and you don't see them in class? So typically for us, we would try and get all of our work done by dinner time. Sometimes we'd have dinner together like once or twice a week, and otherwise we'd just hang out after dinner and on weekends as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed my college night routine. I know it was a little bit all over the place because I'm trying to recall what I actually did, and I just wanted to make this a really candid kind of open discussion video. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you do, thumbs up to let me know, and don't forget to subscribe down below. And if you want to check out some much more just chatty kind of casual videos, check out my vlog channel, Life with Jess. I'm posting up a ton, and I'm going to be vlogging when I'm in America for VidCon, so get excited. Alright, have an awesome week guys, and I'll see you next week with another video. Bye!